This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First up tonight, Indiana's overburdened foster care system and the children caught in the mix.
We're finding there are significant barriers for both DCS and prospective foster parents, which are slowing down the adoption process.
Working for you, RTV6's Stephanie Wade breaks down the challenges, looking into what needs to be done to connect these children with a new home.
While thousands of children are in foster care in Indiana, many of which are waiting to be adopted, many parents are waiting to help them. I talked with one couple who says they've been waiting for over a year and a half to be approved as foster parents.
We have a 4.5-year-old named Maxwell, and he is amazing. He is funny. He is kind.
Michael Nichols and Wade Johnson adopted their first child, Maxwell, through a private adoption agency. They opted to try fostering through the Department of Child Services, hoping to lead to adoption for their second, but have run into some obstacles. It took them 9 months to complete their first adoption, but now it's taken almost a year and a half. Desperate to grow their family, they're wondering why it's taking so long to get approved as foster parents.
I had a hard childhood myself, and so I see people like us, and we know so many friends that are so desperate to do this. And you see so many kids that really need it. For as much as we proclaim our values here in Indiana, we need our politicians to put their money where the mouths are. Get the funding to DCS. Our social worker is so overworked.
DCS tells me on average the entire licensing process takes about 4 months. Foster parents have to go through training, background checks, show medical statements, and ensure their home is a safe environment. Then a home study that includes a minimum of 3 home visits to speak to the applicants, household members, and any supporting figure in the family's lives. They say the one challenge they face, though, is finding families who are willing to take in children of varying ages with varying needs or sibling groups. Families with a narrow focus will wait longer for placements than parents with more flexibility. More on this complex issue coming up at 6. Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And the Department of Child Services also says how long it takes a family to receive a child depends on characteristics a family has agreed to accept, like siblings, gender, age range, LGBTQ youth, children with special needs, and so on. The more flexible a foster family, the quicker a child can be placed. And we are always working to help you find solutions to the problems you're facing. If you are dealing with an issue and can't get the help you need, let us know. Email us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Moving now to your Storm Team 6 forecast. It's a cloudy and cool day around central Indiana, but this won't last long. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is tracking the changes there. Look at that. The heat, it's making a return.
I think Wednesday we feel it. Thursday and Friday you'll say, wow, because the humidity will be up so much. But that's down the road a little bit. That's the Yard of Bricks, by the way.
That's carb day for you, though,
It
right?
is. Carb day will be the warmest, and it will be dry. We've got other changes to talk about for the weekend. It's always fun the week of the race because you start studying that 7-day forecast and figuring out carb day, Legends Day, and race day. Nothing to figure out this evening. Temperatures, they're way below average. We should be at 74 degrees. We've got lots of clouds, but no rain expected this evening. That wind is out of the northwest. That's the cool direction that will continue next 24 hours. Just to confirm, lots of clouds, but no rain on radar. Dry and cool this evening. Temperature down to 52 by 11 o'clock. Tomorrow morning, can't rule out a few showers. There we go, 7 a.m. Some light showers northern half of the state, and still even into the midday, shower, maybe a thunderstorm. We'll talk about the big pattern change and the warmth headed to your house coming up.
Thank you, Kevin. New developments tonight regarding the mysterious death of a baby whose body was found in an SUV. RTV6 has learned it could be 2 months before we know how the girl died. This evening, the Marion County Coroner's Office identified the child as 1-year-old Maria Guadalupe Sanchez. On Saturday, IMPD responded to an AutoZone on East Washington Street and found the baby unresponsive. Medics rushed Sanchez to Riley Hospital, but she was pronounced dead. It's unclear how long the baby had been in the car or if the weather played any factors. The child's mother was taken in for questioning, but so far, no charges have been filed in this case.
And right now, investigators are trying to figure out how a man's body ended up inside of a Muncie wastewater treatment plant this morning. Delaware County Coroner Rick Howell says the body was found inside the Muncie Sanitary Building in the 5100 block of West Kilgore Avenue. He says there will be an autopsy. The man's name has not been released. According to Howell, police are still trying to figure out if there is anything suspicious about the death.
New information just coming in about the arrest of two-time Indianapolis 500 winner Al Unser Jr. Police took him into custody in Avon early this morning and say he was driving under the influence. Hendricks County deputies arrested Unser Jr. around 3:20 this morning. Court documents just into the RTV6 newsroom describe him as a verbally hostile toward officers. Investigators say Unser Jr. denied drinking. Deputies say he stumbled and fell down an embankment when officers were giving him commands and refused field sobriety tests. Unser Jr., who is now retired from racing, won the Indianapolis 500 in 1992 and 1994. He has struggled with drug addiction for many years. In fact, a week and a half ago, he spoke to students at the Hope Academy in Indianapolis. That's a high school for students in recovery. And he told those students that he started drinking when he was 16, and it's something he struggled with during his racing years, even leading to alcoholism. Unser is a member of the Harding-Steinbrenner Racing Organization. They released the following statement this morning, quote, "The entire Harding-Steinbrenner Racing Organization is saddened to hear of Al Unser Jr.'s arrest on an OWI charge. Alcoholism is a disease and a continuing battle for those struggling with it. At this time, we do support Al in any way that he needs," end quote.
The reason a southern Indiana house exploded this weekend, killing one person and causing damage across the neighborhood, is still unclear. Today, Jeffersonville's Mayor Mike Moore visited the site of the massive house explosion and said he is thankful for the support the community has received since Sunday. Moore said he has seen houses fall, but never foundations broken apart.
As bad as this is, I think we're still very lucky, because I just spoke to a family that was right across the street. The gentleman was looking out his living room window when he heard what he said was a first pop, and when the second one came, he's right there and he's standing talking about it. So bad things happen from time to time, but honestly, as tragic as this event is, I think there's a little reason to be thankful.
The neighborhood will be sectioned off for at least 3 more days. Officials said cleanup is continuing and they are trying to make sure the site is safe. The cause of the blast is still under investigation, but the mayor believes there may be clarification in the next 24 hours. One person died in this explosion. They have yet to be identified. Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. You know the feeling when you lose your wallet or credit cards? Now, high-tech thieves are going after your cash, but they don't need your wallet. What you need to be on the lookout for.
Pit lane sits empty right now, but earlier today it was a bevy of activity on the next to last practice before the Indianapolis 500. I'm Brad Brown, live at IMS. We'll recap Monday's practice, plus the day started early for the front row qualifiers. The annual photo on the row of bricks. Pole sitter Simon Pagino along with Ed Carpenter and Spencer Piggott there. We'll talk more about your Monday at the track coming up.
How about that? They practiced in the 50s today. They'll race in the 80s. We've got your Memorial Day weekend forecast on the way. It's 58 now. Warmth sits to the south, but it is coming back. Details straight ahead.
Tune-up for only $89.
On time.
Welcome back to the news at 5. It's now a waiting game for a few days for the 33 drivers in this year's Indianapolis 500.
One more chance to practice today, and it turned into a very busy couple of hours. RTV6 sports anchor Brad Brown is live at IMS with a look at how the day all came together. Hey, Brad.
Amanda and Mark, good afternoon. It's indeed, Kevin mentioned, a cool day out here is kind of the first thing. It's going to be maybe 20 degrees warmer on race day, 25 degrees warmer on carb day. That's on Friday. That's the next time we will see Indy cars on the track here today. Now that the field of 33 is set, that group of drivers got another opportunity to practice from noon until 2 today. They did not waste any time getting out here and getting at it as the laps added up early, and the teams were getting out here trying to get a chance really to work in traffic. We saw lines of 10, 12, 15 drivers. Interesting, with the weather being as cool as it was, we'll see what the teams are able to take away from this one this afternoon leading up to race day. Just one incident. Rookie Marcus Ericsson got wide, tagged the wall with his right rear tire in turn 3, about 20 minutes to go. Not any major issues otherwise. We caught up with the rookie Ericsson afterwards, just going with the flow today.
I'm learning every lap, to be honest. It's my first oval experience this month and never done anything like it. And, I thought we did an amazing job this past weekend. Sure. Qualifying P13 is amazing. So the guys have done a great job, giving me a very good car.
Still plenty of buzz around here about one of the teams not part of the 33. This shot yesterday of Fernando Alonso being taken off on a golf cart while the Juncos racing team celebrated. Alonso bumped from the field by Kyle Kaiser. We're finding out that a long line of errors plaguing that McLaren team. 0.019 seconds turned out to be the margin at the end for that 33rd and final spot. Former Indy 500 champ Gilles de Ferran has been working with McLaren and Alonso. Last night, he apologized directly to his driver.
You drove like the champion that we know you are. It's been particularly this last 3 days, been incredibly tense and very difficult, and we couldn't have asked anything more from you, Fernando. So I'm sorry, man, and you're an amazing driver.
See how they bounce back. Perhaps we'll see McLaren next year. We do know we're going to be here for Carb Day on Friday. Going to be a fun one. Final practice at 11 a.m. is 90 minutes this year for the field of 33. The Indy Lights Freedom 100 at 1 o'clock. The pit stop competition at 2, and then it's the Carb Day concert with Kool and the Gang and Foreigner 3:30, and the main event at 5 o'clock there to finish off the day. And, of course, our coverage will continue with breakfast at the Brickyard on race day Sunday. It continues tonight on the news at 6 as well. Dave First and Tony Kanaan talking about TK's day on the track. He got himself in another car that wasn't his. We'll tell you about that. And then tonight at 11, ice cream on a Monday like this. We'll have that for you coming up later tonight. Live at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, I'm Brad Brown for Trackside 6.
All right, thank you, Brad. And as we inch closer to the 500, you may be feeling the need for speed. So what does it take to become an IndyCar driver? Talking with Drivers Hour, Aaron Lish finds out how to break into the industry.
IndyCar drivers are preparing for the 500, but how did they even get to this level of racing?
But I started racing when I was 8, 9 years old in go-karts.
Through karting, driver Spencer Pickett learned about understeering, oversteering, and how to make the cart go fast. You can do this at training facilities like SI Karting and Speedway. Once you've mastered that, then you move to cars.
So the first cars I started driving were only 115, 120 miles an hour, and as you get older, you start driving bigger and faster cars until one day, hopefully you make it up to IndyCar where we're going 230 miles an hour.
23 drivers in this year's 500 are from the feeder Road to Indy program, where they compete in USF 2000, Indy Pro 2000, and then Indy Lights.
The ladder support system that they have with the prize money for the champion over here is something that is really attractive and draws a lot of talent.
Once you're in the program, you find sponsors and hope a team picks you. Rookie driver Jack Harvey says, remember why you started.
I think honestly we all start out with the same dream, right? I wanted to go fast and be a racing driver, and I've never lost that along the way, so that's why I encourage most people to try and
if you're the Indy Lights champion, you automatically get to try for the 500 like Patricio O'Ward has. Although bumped, he says you need to be mentally prepared for the highs and the lows of racing.
After even some hard times, you go back and you say, I'm having fun. If you're doing this and you're not having fun, then you're not here for the right reasons.
In the front row on the grid for the 500 this year, Piggott says follow your dreams just like he's doing on the track.
So it's a dream come true to be here racing at Indy, and obviously the next dream is to try and be the winner.
Aaron Lish, RTV6.
Democracy 2020 coverage. South Bend Mayor and Democratic presidential candidate Pete Buttigieg sent a message during a Fox News town hall over the weekend. He criticized 2 of the network's hosts over a hot-button issue that is sure to be a major point of the discussion leading up to the 2020 election.
Tucker Carlson saying that immigrants make America dirty. When you've got Laura Ingraham comparing detention centers with children in cages to summer camps, then there is a reason why anybody has to swallow hard and think twice before participating in this media ecosystem. But I also believe that even though some of those hosts are not always there in good faith, I think a lot of people tune into this network who do it in good faith.
Democratic presidential candidates have been split on whether to participate in a Fox News town hall. Senators Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren rejected the offer, but Senator Bernie Sanders appeared in April, and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand is scheduled to appear in June.
Tonight, it's still unclear why a man decided to climb up the side of the Eiffel Tower in Paris, causing the evacuation of the iconic landmark. Police are talking to the man, trying to figure out why he tried this very dangerous stunt. The Eiffel Tower is more than 1,000 feet tall. This is not the first time someone has tried to scale the tower. 3 people were spotted climbing it in 2015. Almost 7 million people visit the Eiffel Tower every year.
Working for you, our Scripps team found a new app that can teach your kids the value of hard work and the true value of $1. Greg Merced is a financial planner. He says working hard and managing your money are the 2 keys to financial success. So he created an app called Busy Kid to pass these principles to the next generation. It's an app where you verify when chores are done and then you pay kids a consistent allowance. Parents get a weekly reminder that payday is Friday. Then it automatically moves the cash from your account to your kids. To spend it, they get a Visa. Parents approve each transaction.
They want some new shoes, I don't know, whatever it is. You say, great, pull out your card and knock yourself out. Now, all of a sudden, you're making them pony up.
Now comes the money management lesson. Their money is automatically separated into 3 buckets: spending, saving, and sharing. With the money and savings, kids can actually invest in real stock organized by company logo through the Busy Kid app.
And then all of a sudden you have a kid who's not only, watching Netflix once in a while, but they're watching the stock and understanding like what's going on.
The final step, paying it forward with a list of charities to donate to and links to learn about them. With the stock, the Busy Kid app worked out a deal. There's no broker's fee for kids. There's an annual fee for the app no matter how many users in the family.
Next thing you know, they're out earning mom and dad. That's right. Yeah, we're going on vacation and I'm paying.
And the kid's paying, right.
Well, so in central Indiana, we had our storms last night. Yeah. Quick moving, hard hitting storms. Out to the west tonight. Let's take this shot. Now, this has been from Oklahoma City. Is this live? No. Okay. So we've been, bouncing back and forth between live coverage and then video all day, as there is a particularly dangerous situation in western portions of Oklahoma into eastern Texas, and you're looking at what's called a wall cloud there, a low-hanging cloud from the base of a thunderstorm likely to produce a tornado. Potential for a tornado outbreak, as we mentioned. Let me show you where. This will be the national news tonight. Eastern portions of the Texas Panhandle into central Oklahoma. We are unlikely to see any severe weather out of that system. Tomorrow night into Wednesday morning is when we could inherit some of these thunderstorms, and our risk for severe weather will be low. Rain chances, they'll be with us over the next several days. Tomorrow, about like today, and then we'll break out of the pattern. Humidity will become a factor for the first time here in 2019. Thursday and Friday, you'll step out and you'll feel it. It will definitely change the way you dress and how much work you're doing outside as temperatures jump into the upper 80s. Temperatures step into the 80s Wednesday, and then we climb from there. Although we'll back off a little bit as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Temperatures will still be well into the 80s. It will be warm. Anything but that now. Actually, by the end of the week, we'll put the 8 in front of the 5. But right now, it's 5-8. 58 degrees in Indy. We should be at 74 this time of year. Bedford, 70 and respectable. Cloudy skies, northwest wind, quite cool. Say hello to Rusty. He's ready to go for a walk whenever you get out the leash. We've got his undivided attention, and he's got a fresh haircut there. And he's ready for the heat and humidity later in the week. Temperatures will go, thanks to Larry for sending in Rusty's picture. Temperatures will go from the upper 50s to the lower 50s at 11 o'clock. In the 40s tomorrow morning. As you look at these low temperatures, keep in mind in the 7-day forecast, you'll see some low temperatures where we'll be close to 70 for an overnight low, certainly in the upper 60s. Tomorrow morning, chance for rain is best in the north and west with this line of showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm that will continue into early afternoon. Highs tomorrow a little bit different than today. Should be upper 60s to around 70. As I mentioned, tomorrow night, a low risk overnight into Wednesday morning for any severe storms. Show you the timeline tomorrow night at 7, not much happening. Overnight, there are the thunderstorms in Illinois. They lose a little strength. Obviously, it's a little more favorable time as we're cooling the atmosphere overnight into Wednesday morning, but we'll keep our eye on that. There are your Wednesday morning thunderstorm chances. Then we'll start to warm up in the afternoon. Temperatures, they'll climb into the low 80s. Those early day thunderstorms possible Wednesday. Thursday, 86 degrees. Friday, the warmest day and an exciting day at the track. It is Carb Day. Then Legends Day on Saturday. 30% chance of thunderstorms right now on race day. Can't rule out thunderstorms as well with temperatures in the mid-80s. So we'll ease into this summer pattern.
All right. Thanks, Kevin, for that. Well, get ready for the second episode of The Bachelorette. Airs tonight only on RTV6. Our one-on-one interview with Bachelorette Hannah B. and what you can expect tonight.
Your replacement window hero.
Only on RTV6, The Bachelorette returns tonight, and it's time for Hannah B. to venture outside the mansion for her first round of dates.
So the first date is an ode to Hannah's past, and the second one has her suitors hopeful they'll roll away with a rose. And of course, we can expect some drama to take place. We asked Hannah if, despite all that, she was able to find her happily ever after.
It was a lot more difficult than I ever expected it to be, but ultimately I am really happy where I'm at now and feel very confident in the decisions that I made throughout the season and the times that I was comfortable to do those.
You can watch Hannah start narrowing down even more men tonight on The Bachelorette, only on RTV6 at 8.
Get ready for the drama. New at 6 on RTV6, roads that run over railroad tracks are plagued by potholes across the city. But who is responsible? RTV6 is holding leaders accountable for this problem.
But first on the Now, Indy, a dog can save your life if you are having a seizure. Working for you, what a local study found and how seizure alert dogs are changing lives. You're watching RTV6.